Hey, how y'all doing today, guys? Today's historic Brawl commander is the Locust God, a 6-mana legendary god creature with flying, that whenever we draw a card, we can create a 1/1 blue and white, or blue and red, insect creature token with flying and haste. We can also pay 4 at any time to draw a card and discard a card. And when the Locust God dies, we can return it to our owner's hand instead of returning it to our command zone. So, just like the Scarab God, it's very hard to get rid of and keep off the field. And to take advantage of all of the insect tokens, we have a lot of draw cards. Like we have Practical Research, Seize the Spoils, Electrolyze can get rid of a creature, shoot 2 to the face, or draw a card at the same time. If you have cards like Ledger Shredder to take advantage of all the cards we'll be drawing, or whenever we cast a second spell, we can convey. It gets bigger, we draw a card. We also have cards like Fairy Vandal that whenever we draw our second card each turn, we can put a 1/1 counter on it. So that can get pretty big pretty quick. Same with Wizard class. If we can get it to level 3, we can put a +1 counter on every creature, or not every creature we control, but one of our choosing every time we draw a card. So we have cards like Brainstorm, Faithless Looting to take advantage of all that. We also have cards that take or make our spells cheaper. We have Goblin Electromancer. We have Rowan, the Seller of Sparks with Will too. We have Teferi's Ageless Insight to draw double cards. And then in our bigger end, we have All-Seeing Arbiter that draws us 2 cards each time it attacks, and when it enters the battlefield too. And we can, whenever we discard a card, we can target a creature our opponent controls and give it -X, -0 until our next turn, where X is the number of different mana values in our graveyard. So that's a good way to make a big threat non-threat. River's Rebuke is a must-have. Just one-sided board wipe in a way, can reset your opponent's field if they have a lot of treasure tokens and stuff like that. Gearhulk can be flashed in on your opponent's turn to get back any, or to be able to cast any of your instants or sorceries that are in your graveyard for free. Arcane Bombardment can do the same every time we cast a spell or a sorcery. We can exile a card in our graveyard, or instant or sorcery in our graveyard, and cast it for free. Sandra, I'm kind of still so about, but I wanted something like another big threat. So this card can't be countered, but every time we +2, we give our opponent an emblem that says that they take 1 damage at the beginning of their upkeep. And we can keep stacking that for as long as Sandra is still able to stay on the field. And then we have Niv-Mizzet, because of all the cards we're going to be drawing, we're going to be able to make use of his effect to deal 1 damage to any target. And this also cannot be countered. Hullbreaker Horror can also take advantage of all the cards that we'll be casting, since most of them are cheap. So we can use his abilities to tap creatures and return, or not tap, but return spells to our opponent's hand. We have Expansion and Explosion to copy target spells or deal X damage and draw X cards. So that can be a good finisher. We have A-Goldspan Dragon to also get some treasure tokens. A really fun combo that I've got like once or twice while playtesting was Devil's Valet with Locust God. And then like any big draw spell, because every time a Locust token enters the battlefield, Devil's Valet is going to get bigger and bigger. And then there's even cards like Sage of the Falls that says whenever Sage or another non-human creature enters the battlefield under our control, we can draw a card. If we do, discard a card. So we can kind of just keep doing that over and over and over, making tons of Locust tokens. And that can also buff up Devil's Valet if he's on the field too, making him a gigantic threat. And with all that in mind, we have our Arcane Signet, Mind Stone, Chromatic Lantern, Celestius, Key to the Archives. We want to try to get to the Locust God quicker than turn 6. And so most of the time we can. But we're going to get into a few matches and just see how this plays out. Going up against, how do you say, Alila? So, big token deck. We have Ghostly Pilferer that we can play on turn 2. I guess can get us a free draw if they use their commander. Lightning Bolt's really good. Sage of the Falls is very good if we can get to them. So we go Mountain, keep up Lightning Bolt. Their commander is also only has 3 toughness, so that's a good target. Looks like they got a mulligan a handful of times. Leyline, that's an annoying card. River's Rebuke is nice. Go for Ghostly. Next turn we can go for Goblin Electromancer. They just passed turn. See if they counter this. Yep. We will pay the 1. So River's Rebuke now only costs 5. We draw a card. We will pay just because we don't have a 4-drop or I mean because if we use Lightning Bolt we can't put any other cards down. And swing in while we can. Next turn, River's Rebuke can come up. It's not Sage of the Falls. Sanctum of Stone Fangs. They're not really playing out Leyline like they should. They foretell what I can assume to be something like Doomscar or Solid coming. So we would decline. So if that's the case, we would go for Coastal Piracy. We will draw 2 cards. This only gets rid of artifacts, so that wouldn't do nothing. But we have another way to get rid of their commander. Right now we're doing fine. We might not even need to summon Locust God because they're not really doing anything. And if they just summon their commander again, we can get rid of it again. Behold the Multiverse. So we get to draw another card. Ghostly Pilferer is very nice. You get a free card anytime they cast their commander. And if they do stuff like Foretell, you just get, you know, more free cards. So we're going to decline. See, we can play our commander out if we wanted. I think we'll go for Sage of the Falls instead. We'll draw a card. Discard one of our mini lands. And we will swing in. Seems like they don't have much. We'll just keep drawing cards. We are drawing all the lands we can. I might need to double check to see if we have a Reliquary Tower in here. So that's a land that we should definitely be running. So depending on how they use their turn here, if they play the commander, we can abrade it, swing in again. And we have a Brazen Borrower to bounce stuff. We're just on a decline. We're gonna play out a mountain. Play out a Chromatic Lantern. It says we have Locust God deck, but I don't see the point of overextending our board when we're doing fine. So they just let us hit them. Because we're just gonna keep drawing cards either way. That's the game. We're going up against Merfolks, looks like. We have a pretty decent hand, so we're gonna keep this. Reverse Rebuke is always very nice to see. Young Pyromancer can also get us some tokens. Just make chump blockers. Start off with the mountain. I think we have a shock or a lightning bolt in our hand. Good for our token. Ledger Shredder is pretty good too. But let's just make sure we get our land going first. So we'll probably go for Solemn next turn. Play a Snarl. Pass. I don't think I've ever really gone up against Merfolks. I don't know exactly, other than like Merfolk creatures, what they might play. I don't know if it's like, you know, they play a lot of counter spells or what they may do. Growth Spiral, so they're gonna play out of land too. So we could go for Locust God next turn. Being they're blue and green, we don't really have to worry about too much removal as long as it stays on the field. I go for Master of the Pearl Trident. That gives other creatures have Island Walk +1. That's really good. So since we're playing islands, of course. So go for Locust God. We want attack. We also have Devilish Valet. So have Rise Augur. Whenever Augur enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Put what's that? Put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. So it's like a Brainstorm. What does your commander do again? Tap another untapped Merfolk. Can't be blocked. Tap 3, draw a card. Tap 5. Put a +1 counter on everything. So we can set up Devilish Valet for next turn. And you also do Young Pyromancer. We'll just swing in with our flyers. So next turn we can get really big if they don't do nothing. They go for their commander. I don't think we can block at all. You draw a card. So we're gonna have to see if they don't have a counter spell. Okay. Dispute comes in. We make a token. That leg gets bigger. Alright, we are going up against Vivien on the hunt. We made a Vivien deck not too long ago, so maybe this is something similar. We will keep this and keep up Ledger Shredder. So we'll play Ledger Shredder. We can go for a Cathartic Reunion. Looks like we should. Discard these 2 islands. Keep up the shot. See if they play like a Mana Dork or something we can get rid of. Play Jewel Thief. Now we could copy Shock twice, but I don't think we should, so we'll just keep our mana up, make them think that we have a counter spell or something. Then on their insta, we can Omen. And they play Toski. So they're going to draw a card. So let's Omen. See what we get. So want to make sure we get all a land. We'd also keep Shock back just for their commander, so maybe we just do that. So we're gonna do it like this. Keep up Shock. We will block Katoski, hoping that they don't have a chump or pump up spell. Now if they play Vivien, we'd either probably get rid of it, or we can copy Sock and get rid of whatever they choose to upgrade. We also have Torrential Gearhawk that we can play too, which is a 5/6.
If you want to scrap.
So let's see if they upgrade. They just create a Rhino.
Stand in our way.
So
I dare you.
really rather them not have a Rhino either. So hey. Oh, so we gotta cast this first. Copy it. We convey. We discard a non-land card, we can put a 1/1 counter. Wow. I don't want to play Chromatic Lantern next turn. So we'll get rid of their creature token. We will keep her hand like so.
This is a tough town.
So we'll
But
play
I'm
Gearhawk as a blocker. We can get rid of the Jewel Thief for whatever they decide to do with it. We can also just play Shock again and get rid of Vivien. That might be better. We can only play Shock either way. Oh yeah, it's only instant cards, not sorceries. Alright, we will discard Tormenting Voice.
This can't be the best way to coexist.
And we will block the Jewel Thief. We have Time Warp that we might want to save until the turn after. That's fine. I'll take the trade. We'll probably go for Locust God if that's the case. All-Seeing Arbiter can come down the turn after too. We draw a card. We'll get rid of the mountain. So I want to keep Time Warp. Also, we get another one either way. So they probably use their mana dorks as mana. So we'll attack in. Next turn we'll play All-Seeing Arbiter. Tree Shaker. It's pretty good. We can make Tree Shaker a lot weaker. And we get rid of Landlord Elves. Alright, we got Lightning Bolt. Play All-Seeing Arbiter. We can keep up Lightning Bolt now. We will discard Goblin Electromancer. We will make Tree Shaker weaker. And we will attack in like this. We would probably opt instead of Lightning Bolt. We also have Lethal in the air next turn. Alright, so we have to chump, essentially. So let's see how we do this. So we can't make Tree Shaker any weaker, unfortunately. Whenever we discard a card. Yeah, if we could discard a card right now, we would be able to. We can also Lightning Bolt so that whatever it hits first will probably kill it. So let's see how they do this. They probably want to hit the tokens first before Arbiter. So we got no way to making it cheaper, so guess we'll just draw our tokens to stay up. We'll just put a stop on their end stuff and see what they do. They play out Vivien. They choose to sacrifice something, we can get rid of it.
My way.
If not, if they do make another Rhino, we can lightning bolt it. They probably get rid of Toski.
It's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
Going for a 5-drop. I don't know what 5-drop they might go for. Feel like there's Elder Gargaroth, that's good. So if that's the case, we will go ahead and opt, see what we can get. There are possibilities. Yeah, we'll take Thurl. Go for my turn. See if we can get any removal for Elder. This might be a good time to time warp. Big score is good. So let's time warp. Let's thrill of possibilities. We will get rid of. We'll get rid of big score because I think we can kill. I guess we'll have to get rid of it now. So we get rid of lightning bolt. Keep making. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. So that'll be just enough to get rid of Vivien again. I guess we can also just swing that at face. And then just, you know, do it again. Feel like they would want to gain life more than draw or create a beast token. Because practical research will make us.
Even I need
We'll make
rest.
4. We'll get 1 off our draw step. So it's practical research. So we would discard Fairy Vandal. We will get rid of an island. We can also play Wizard class. Make another. We'll discard Key to the Archive. Upgrade Wizard class to 3. Or 2, I mean. Make a couple more. Swing all that in. That should be lethal. Or just about. So 18, 15, I think we just have lethal. Yep. Good game. We're going up against Kroxa. So probably discard heavy. We'll keep this, see how it goes. Hopefully we go first. We do not. We can brainstorm at least. We will discard the Faithless Looting. We will brainstorm. Keep the lightning bolt. Draw into a island. Play Ghostly Pilferer. They play out Kroxa, we get a card. A Thoughtseize. Bloodthirsty Adversary is probably what I would take. That's fine. Now do they Kroxa? Beyond Trump. That's fine too. They're not gonna have much to do. We'll play out that. You can create a treasure token. You can also go for Faithless Looting. So sorcery, they basically do the same thing. We can go for Prismari Command. I don't care about taking the one. Play out Kroxa. We will Prismari Command, we'll make a treasure token. We will draw 2 cards. So want to make sure that we keep our land up. So we'll get rid of Lightning Bolt and Island. We will have to get rid of Bloodthirsty. If we can get Arcane Bombardment on the field, that'd be nice. Something tells me we might not be able to. So we draw 2 cards. We will get rid of expansion and an island, or get rid of off and an expansion. We can just get Arcane Bombardment on the field, we'll be good. Alright, looks like we might be able to do it. We will play Storm Coast, Arcane Bombardment. Now anytime we start playing our spells, we can start double casting. They play out Devouring Chaos. We can play out Locust God if we get an island. So they're gonna go ahead and sack. Hopefully Arcane Bombardment stays on the field. Alright. So go for Locust God. Play out Eldest Reborn, it's fine. We will decline. Put it back in our hand. And we have Borin and Scholar. So I think we go for Scholar. We draw 2 cards.
If you want to, fate smart. Hey, let's hit the books.
We'll play Steam Vents, go for Compulsive Research. We'll discard a random. We will decline that. We will get rid of Arcane Signet. We'll get rid of Arcane Signet and Electrolyze. We will discard the Locust God.
My concentration is shattered.
Hullbreaker Horrors, very nice. We'll play it on their upkeep. Seems to have a way to get rid of Hullbreaker.
If the Prismari want spectacle, I'll give them a showstopper.
So see how this goes.
Oh, I'll win by blade or by bolt. Well, a challenge means I
We'll
need
play
more
Sandra.
work.
I know who I am, and no one is telling
take
you
it.
what to do. Aw, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
So this comes in as a 3/3. Kroxa has a 6. He doesn't have enough mana to replay it. Alright, so we will -3.
Check out these fireworks.
We'll play Wizard class. We will draw 2 cards. We can we'll play out Goblin Electric Mancer. Next turn we can go for Locust God. Guess they can play Kroxa. I don't know why they didn't, or do they not have enough cards? Alright, uptick Sandra.
Is it just me, or is
Play
it
out
getting
Locust
a little
God.
warm in here?
Attack in. They might have a board wipe here. City Stalker, that does nothing for him. So they discard a card so they can play Kroxa next turn. Alright. We'll uptick Wizard class, play out an island.
Hope it's not too hot for you.
We can also make another Locust on their end step. Now with Arcane Bombardment, We could also, if we get a sorcery, we could counter a card, or not a sorcery, get an instant, we could play it on their turn and counter whatever they play, but with Hoden, they might, not. So what does this do? Target player sacrifices a non-creature token. When they do, you may discard a card. If you do, conjure a duplicate of the sacrificed creature in your hand. I mean, you can have Goblin and Electromancer, I guess. And you can island. Sorry, I thought that meant sacrifice. Actually, I have no idea what that card did now. I guess we didn't have to sacrifice Locust God. Oh, maybe it was just waiting for my... whatever you call it. I mean, sure.
If you want to fight, you got it.
Alright. Make me win. We'll make our little Locust bigger. Uptick Sandra again.
Let's get toasty.
That should be game. Just 4 triggers on Sandra. Alright, we won.